Hey, YouTube. Oh my God. I'm looking at the old camera. Hey, YouTube. Oh my God. I did it. I really was looking at the old camera. Hey, YouTube. If you're seeing this, I'm live on stream and my camera literally overheated. I was just, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. So please bear with me on the face cam thing. Audio's still cracking. So hopefully you enjoy this today. I never watch Newsmax. I never watch Newsmax ever. Why am I doing it today? Well, beyond 2020's flatten the curve, the insane logic of Fauci sycophants and mass hypocrites has made a grand return. Let's see what's poppin'. Marquise, please put in your headphones. Please put in your headphones. There you go.
In any society, there is a calculation made about how far we will collectively go to save a life. It's a calculation that happens constantly in government. It's just not really spoken about. For instance, in this country, in the United States, 38,000 people die every single year in car crashes. That's 38,000 American deaths we all just accept every single year. Now, of course, if our government chose to, it could dramatically reduce that number. We could immediately lower the speed limits on all federal highways. We could force stricter safety regulations on all vehicles. We could make the penalties for speeding insanely harsh.
Wouldn't that be I did it again. Wouldn't that be infringing on your freedoms? Wouldn't that be like literally the thing that you're about to advocate not for? I'm so confused. Is he confused? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. They're making the same point over and over and over and over and over again. And it's ridiculous to me how they just like, they're doing the needle theory where like, if everything could fit through the pinhole, then none of it matters because you're not noticing it because it fits through every... People watch this?
We could do all those things and save maybe half of those 38,000 American lives every single year.
9/11. That's Family Guy was right. 9/11.
You know why? Because it's too expensive, it's too cumbersome, and it's too unwanted by the American people. So as a nation, we callously sit back and watch as thousands of people, our own people, die in grisly car wrecks every single year.
Are car wrecks not in other countries?
Year. We say, oh well, that's life. When COVID began, our government told the American people it needed 15 days to slow the spread of the virus. At that time, most people just accepted it was necessary, and we all went inside for a little while. We knew the virus was extremely contagious and was probably just going to infect everybody. I think that was naturally assumed. But we just needed to lock ourselves inside to prevent our hospital system from overwhelming. We adhered to the CDC and to the Trump White House. And those 15 days, of course, evolved into a much different fight against this virus. In an interview yesterday, Francis Collins, the director of the National Institutes of Health, made a comment that didn't get much attention at all, didn't get any attention at all, but it certainly got mine. Take a listen to these words very closely.
We've lost 620,000 Americans already. If we could save even a few of those by putting masks on ourselves and our kids, well, it seems like the right thing to do.
Analyze that statement for a second. Even if we can just save a few of those lives by masking up you, your mom, your kids, everybody you know, vaccinated or unvaccinated, everybody in the country wears a mask to save a few of those lives, it seems like the right thing to do. We have moved well beyond 15 days to slow the spread now. We're not worried.
Because if everyone had just stayed where they were supposed to be for 2 weeks, that shit would have never reached anywhere.
Worried about hospitals being overwhelmed now.
Hospitals it's literally on your news stations. On your fan base's news stations, there exists that hospitals are starting to get overwhelmed again.
So let's put masks on every single American, vaccinated or not, even small kids, to prevent maybe even just a few deaths, as the director of the NIH.
Okay, few in relation to the 625,000, because if we're expecting another 625,000, maybe we could save even a few of those fucking lives because they don't have to die because of other people's ignorance versus people who literally ignorance people who drive drunk, impaired, people who have faulty cars that get fucked up by chop shops. Like all it, like you're, please factor in everything when you make these statements. How do these people have so much money? How do these people have so much money and bitch about nothing? I'm poor. I'm allowed to bitch about nothing, okay? Fuck what you heard.
Now, to some Fauci sycophants, masks are no big deal, right? But to most people, wearing a mask every time you leave the house is a miserable way to live your life. It really is. It's a quality of life issue, and it appears the masks are coming back in a big way. Earlier today, red state Louisiana became the first state to reissue a mask mandate for everyone, including the vaccinated, kids as young as 5. You got to wear a mask in Louisiana. They've got a
kids as young as 5. I hate that leading language that news, that mad journalists do. Mad news anchors do that shit. Always put like the most sensitive piece of the information at the end. Put them even on small children. Children as young as 5. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Like,
bad situation there right now. All but 2 San Francisco Bay Area counties are also going back to indoor mandates. D.C., Atlanta, other places as well, masking up again. Here's Fauci yesterday on the Sunday talk shows.
So a person's individual decision to not wear a mask not only impacts them, because if they get infected, even though they say it's my decision, if I get infected, I'll worry about that. But the fact is, if you get infected, even if you are without symptoms, you very well may infect another person.
Not sure if you got any questions about funding the creation of this virus. We'll get back to you on that.
so wait, his main point here is that he knows a lot about it, so there's no question that he made it. If I ask you news questions, it's, oh my God, it's such a dumb comparison that it's almost impossible for me to come up with like a rhetorical statement to it, because it is the rhetorical statement. He is the guy. He is the thing, the person, he is the thing. He is the guy. He's John Cena. He's the heel. I hate when people say John Cena, oh, he was always the babyface. Bro, he was the unstoppable heel. He was the guy nobody could beat.
The question now is, where does this end, though? Okay, sure. Let's take Fauci at his
All right, here we go. Slippery slope time. I've been waiting for some snow.
About what masks really do and how much of this is just theater. At what point do the masks go away? If we're going to trust him again, when do they go away? At what point do we treat this COVID the way we treat so many other societal problems? Right now, due to hysteria, we are masking up little kids and people who've had the vaccine. We're dropping the interstate speed limit down to
because you can still catch it. Oh my gosh, we could do another Google search.
30 miles per hour. It's happening as we speak. As the director of the NIH said, mask up, even if it's just a few lives that you'll save. These same people likely love to lock us down again. You know that's what they really want to do. They don't care about your life, your quality.
America makes more money on not locking down than it does on locking down. Why would that be the end goal? You'd have to be a conspiracy theorist, right? You see where that falls in? Because it's like their pockets are lined by your activity in economic sectors. Stopping those sectors to do what? To oppress their peoples? The measures, the lockdowns we had didn't help because people didn't follow them regardless. So clearly it's not a freedom thing. Nobody, like, y'all, oh my God. Y'all stormed the Capitol. And it wasn't like a bunch of COVID police. You're spreading COVID. Da-da-da. You've marched. We've marched. And people have marched. Oh, but they said there wasn't a lot of community spread in Black Lives Matter protests. Maybe because the majority of the people there was masking up. And they was recognizing not to be that close to one another. Maybe those people didn't show symptoms, went home instead of quarantining. So it stayed in that community. So it's 3 little clusters, 3, 2, 1, 4, instead of like the whole group. Questions, responses, luck, love. Maybe there was more COVID spreads at your weird ass monster truck rallies because for some strange ass reason, ain't no love there. Y'all going there for gluttony.
Life.
Because the government ain't going to tell me what to do.
These are professional nerds. All they think about is science and numbers.
Professional nerds?
Life, your quality of life. They care about reducing COVID infection rates. These are professional nerds. All they think about is science and numbers. Why don't we just lock ourselves indoors forever? Forever and ever.
Does that
It'll
mean?
save lives. That's all that matters, right? Is saving lives, no matter the cost to society. Yes, of course, COVID is bad. Nobody likes COVID. But doesn't that give you a little bit of perspective on this? Moving along, one major problem with these mask mandates and almost everything else COVID-related right now is Democrats undermining.
You know what? You know what? This is entertaining. I could give you that. I could see where people are thinking that like news is becoming entertainment to them.
Their own messaging. Here's D.C.'s mayor, Muriel Bowser, last week.
Beginning this Saturday at 5 a.m., I will issue by mayor's order the directive that people over the age of 2 must wear a mask indoors regardless of their vaccination status.
The mayor made the announcement Thursday that the mandate was going into effect in 48 hours on Saturday. You want to know why? It's because she wanted to celebrate her birthday maskless on Friday with celebrities. I got to get the birthday in. You know, a few more people might die in the next 2 days because they're not wearing masks, but I got to have my birthday. Come on. After her order went into effect on Saturday, she was spotted at a wedding indoors. This is after the mask mandate's in place. There she is sitting in the back, no mask on. You know, she's sitting down. I guess, you know, we all know that, you know, when you sit down at a table for dinner, COVID goes away. We know that. We've learned that lesson.
You know, he's so right about that. He's so right about the whole sitting down makes COVID go away. That whole indoor dining shit where you wear the mask to the table, like, unless they were in enclosures, and even then, they're spreading it in the enclosure. How are they getting their food delivered? Like, that was just one of the dumbest mistakes ever made. All across the board. That dining shit.
The mayor's office told local TV stations if Bowser was photographed indoors without a mask, it was during the indoor dinner when she was eating or drinking. Yeah. As we know, you sit, no COVID. Oh, it's back. Same story in Chicago. Lori Lightfoot, our favorite, God, she's great, caught maskless
Why is it 3 black women? Why do you have 3 black women on your screen?
at Lollapalooza. She made sure not to start her city's mask mandate until after this massive super spreader event that drew more than 100,000 people to pack in all over each other and just put COVID everywhere.
Yeah,
What are these people doing?
you see, not even trying to be funny, but you see the sea of white people, right? I like immediately, like, light-skinned people will go there. Give you that.
A nice little super spreader right before you put the mandate back in place. Brilliant. And they want you to believe that they really care about COVID and not politics.
It's just dumb decisions. He's right there too, but like it's not in his framing, but he's still right.
And then there's Obama. Mr. Obama himself. If Muriel Bowser can celebrate her birthday, why not? The president, the former president's got to have his birthday party too. His 60th birthday bash. So jealous of this party.
Damn, when Barack Obama passes away, that's going to be a real tragic hurter.
He's got, who's he got going? He's got Clooney going, reports 700 people going to Obama's birthday bash at Martha's Vineyard.
Probably all need to show negative COVID tests, need to all like show proof of vaccination. There's probably mad steps to just get like, even like, yeah.
You have people like George Clooney, Steven Spielberg, Oprah Winfrey. The White House asked if this was a super spreader event. Duh, of course it is. Here's their answer.
I would note first that former President Obama has been a huge advocate of individuals getting vaccinated. When CDC has provided guidance on is for indoor settings in high or substantial high zones of COVID cases. This event, according to all the public reporting, is outdoors and in a moderate zone.
Yeah, but Trump rallies, those are definite COVID spreaders, of course.
People get tested from Trump rallies. People get tested from Trump People get tested from Trump rallies and then end up having COVID. Like, they are. People get tested from, let's, for the sake of argument, Bernie rallies. They're not. I wonder. Because Bernie has them online, fireside chats, bro. Like, oh my God.
Course. Obviously, January 6th, huge COVID spreader, huge one. Meanwhile, Psaki took this shot at Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis as well.
I will note, as you touched on there, 20% of the cases we're seeing are in Florida. At a certain point, leaders are...
Speaking of the which, yeah, fuck, I gotta tell you all about that.
Whether they're going to follow public health guidelines or they're going to follow politics.
Okay, so now we're back to being really nervous about COVID and following all regulations. Now we're talking about a Republican, so, you know. COVID, of course, has been great for liberal policy in general. We are spending ourselves into oblivion right now. That's what liberals love to do. And it appears many on the left are realizing you can't just pay people enhanced unemployment and cover their rent forever. That's the good news, at least. Some people...
But we could, though. But we so fucking could. Yo, I'm not even going to talk about government, like, mandated housing costs. Like, drop the market down. Everybody go, like, flood them. Drop the prices of houses because everybody's flooding to the cities because it's extra rental assistance. Like,
the left are waking up. Today, the COVID eviction moratorium expired after it was extended by the CDC 3 times. It's been going on for more than a year now. Landlords have not been allowed to kick out tenants who couldn't make the rent. A lot of people just elected not to pay the rent because they knew they didn't have to, even though they were working. I hear that story all the time here in New York.
And where?
Even though they were working. I hear that story all the time here in New York City.
Oh, you a fucking liar.
It was the right thing to do.
You a fucking liar. He's a fucking liar.
This moratorium was the right thing to do last spring, but it needed to end several months ago when we realized we had a country with 10 million job openings and nobody wanted to take them. Because who needs to work when the government is sending you checks, paying your rent, and giving you extra unemployment as well for not working?
Is he based? Isn't that the point? Who needs a job when the government's paying you money, paying your rent? Like, keep going. Where's the socialist theme? Oh my God, keep going, bro. Keep fucking going.
The Supreme Court recently ruled that any further eviction moratoriums would have to be authorized by Congress. That's Nancy's job. Instead, she tweeted this out. The CDC has the power to extend the eviction moratorium as they double down on masks. Why wouldn't they extend the moratorium in light of Delta variant? So Pelosi is in a pickle here, right? Lost in the ultimate liberal conundrum that they always find themselves in. The desire to keep people on the dole, which of course they want. They need you all reliant on government. Don't take care of yourself. Don't do anything. Just count on us. We got you.
That shit is jokes. That's the end of this shit. That shit is jokes. Stop watching Newsmax.